migrants here in the UK are being officially licensed by the Home Office as security guards. I feel this is just the tip of an iceberg. I had an email today from a friend of mine, Steve, and I had to do something about this, and I'm going to try and be looking into this, so I really need your help. If you can email me if you are seeing and hearing the same sort of thing. Now, this is the email from Steve. Myself and a friend of mine recently signed up to do an SIA course. Now, if you don't know, that's the Security Industry Authority. That is, like I said, officially licensed by the UK Home Office. I myself am an SIA license holder. I have worked in the security industry and I know exactly what's involved to obtain one of those licenses. These could be guarding buildings or door security, which you have slightly more power as a security guard. So read on. SIA course, Security Industry Authority, and notice the majority of the people who attended the course were migrants, mainly Middle Eastern and North African. They had little to no grasp of the English-speaking language. Can you imagine what that must be like to try and sit on a course with hardly speaking English? You really need a huge grasp of the English language. Like I said, I myself have sat on one of those courses and I got the exam. And if your English is low, you got no chance. But we read on. We suspected they were in the process of attaining UK citizenship based on what these guys overheard. Also, remember the video I done a while ago saying that Rishi Sunak has ordered a fast track processing for all migrants here in the UK. A lot shorter than it used to be. To make matters worse, it's just crazy when you add this onto the story, okay? We do know that migrants are being fast-tracked to attain citizenship here in the UK. What do you get if you get citizenship? Well, you have a legal right to vote, you have a legal right to join the armed services, and, as we read on through the email, you have a legal right to obtain a Security Industry Authority license, making them officially recognised security guards here in the UK. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comment section below. And like I say, if you know anything about what's going on within this sector, please send me an email. That email address is below this video too. We also noticed that the majority of security door guards in shops are mostly Middle Eastern men too. Again, have you been seeing this? I remember back in 2020 when there were security guards put on doors of supermarkets, etc. Have you seen Middle Eastern looking men as security guards here in the UK? Let me know what you think in the comments, and of course, if you want to make it go further, send me an email, and if you wish to remain anonymous, you can. Steve, I know the guy anyway, and he said it's absolutely fine to sort of share this, so we're going to read on. Also, he said they kept themselves to themselves and they've made no attempt to talk to us. So you hear all of these stories in the mainstream that migrants are being processed, fast-tracked, with an eye of they need to be integrated into our society and community. Again, let me know what you think about that in the comment section. We're all in their 20s with short hair and fit looking. Again, we spoke about this before. Is it a coincidence? Let me know what you think. So when you sort of take that on board and you add into this, in a few months, the UK are sending more than 20,000 soldiers, Marines and airmen to Northern Europe after attacks with Russia regarding pipelines in Estonia and other key strategical areas in Northern Europe. Take that on board. UK soldiers are also being sent to Ukraine to train 37,000 soldiers. Now, I suspect if you're going to Ukraine to train all of those soldiers, you're going to need quite a few soldiers to do that. So add that on to the 20,000. It's crazy, and also we know this to be fact. UK have sent and are continuing to send Navy, Marines and Air Force to Israel. So add those three things together. Speculation that these migrants will fill the void when lots of the UK military will be overseas next year, possibly ties with the UN, United Nations. So what do you think about that? It's either going to be lots of migrants over here. They're all going to be turning into police officers or military or security or a combination of all three for backfilling that void, because lots of our military will be going overseas over the next 12 months. Also, factor this into the equation. We know that there are currently 5 smart prisons here in the UK. 2 are already complete and the 3 are being constructed or in the process due to commence construction. So where do we sit with all of this? Migrants here in the UK officially licensed by the Home Office to be security guards, and they could and maybe possibly be working alongside our police force here in the UK. Obviously there's going to be a language problem. So how are these security guards going to communicate with people if they can't really speak good English? Fundamental implications with just that micro statement on its own. How many migrants, here in the UK have already got SIA cards? Now, I have one myself, and they are valid for about 3 or 4 years, and you do have to spend, I mean, my course cost me £1,000 to get on that course, which took all week with an exam at the end. And not everyone gets that card. It's not easy to do, okay? I need to know, and I'm trying to understand why are we having migrants who can barely speak English, and they are, I don't know about the majority, but just from the email, when I was speaking to Steve on the phone earlier, talking about the email that he sent, why have they all got short haircuts? Why are they all fit looking? Why are they all slim? Why are they in their 20s or maybe early 30s on the outside? Why? We are seeing all kinds of stuff with the mass migration into the UK, but not just here. We're talking all over Europe. All European countries have had huge problems with migration, but not only that, in America and in Canada too. So you're looking at pretty much all of the West, first world countries are having these huge, massive amounts of influx of migrants going into all of these countries. We have spoke about this on many times here on this channel, trying to get to the root of the problem, to try and figure out how it's going to affect us citizens, not just in the UK, well, like I said, all over Europe, America and Canada as well. How is it affecting all of these countries? We have already spoken about the hotels in the UK. Lots of them were completely sold out and they're not available to members of the public. They are under the guise of corporate bookings. So you can't book a room at particular hotels simply because they are full up with migrants. When that sort of got filled up and there was lots of backlash, loads of people were writing to their MPs, going on protests, going to marches outside these hotels. We've covered it in Newquay, Skegness, all over the UK, and indeed here in Wales too. What's really happened about that? Are they still in the hotels? Have lots of them moved out of the hotels? We really need to know, don't we? Because this is going on in our own communities, with our own, wives, girlfriends, children, parents, grandparents. All of a sudden, you've got all of these people over here who have not been checked. They have not been vetted. We have got no idea what their criminal history is. We've got no idea what the situation was back where they came from. They're coming over to here in the UK, walking around our streets day and night, always in groups of 4. We spoke about this already. In the military, you're always going to be operating in a minimum of a group of 4, a 4-man brick patrol, and that seems to be the case. But now, some of them are becoming officially Home Office licensed security guards, probably all over the UK. We really need to know the extent of this problem, how far and wide this stretches. This is just one email from a friend, Stephen, who I know personally, and I need to sort of try and make sure that we try and understand as much as we can so we can prepare for all of this sort of stuff. Like I said, the fundamental thing we all need to be aware of is situational awareness. When we're out in public, when there's lots of people around, we really need to have our eyes and ears open at all time. Don't be one of those guys and girls walking around looking at their phone, not paying attention. Crimes are being committed, have been committed, and they will continue to be committed as we go through these crazy times we're in. So yes, migrants, SIA badged here in the UK. Let me know what you know. Like I said, if you want to send me an email, that address is below the video. And if you want to remain anonymous, that's absolutely fine. I will not read your name out in public for obvious reasons. You guys take care. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.